Anxiety thoughts. The kind that keep you up at night. The kind that makes your heart beat so hard you wonder if it's actually an anxiety attack. I've been there. Shaking hands, pounding chests, thoughts that won't stop. And when that happens, you have to get up. You have to do something with them. You have to write them down, or you have to read or scroll or anything. This story was written on an anxiety night. You don't need another business guru. You need your own brilliance lit up. Welcome to Awaken Your Biz Goddess. I'm Audrey Acton, and this podcast is where brain science meets business, meets soul, meets fun, and leaves behind the burnout. Here you'll find connection, clarity, and a fresh way to grow your business. Your way. Business redefined. Let us begin. Anxiety nights can have you thinking about the what could be, good, bad, or indifferent. That's the funny thing about anxiety nights. It can be equally good and nasty thoughts that race through our minds. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. This particular night, I was futurizing, worrying about nothing happening in my business. Again, I thought, will anyone see what I offer? Will anyone hear what I say? Will I ever make a difference? But then this thought stopped me. I already have. I've recorded hundreds of episodes. I've interviewed more than 100 women, shared ideas, stories, sparks. I know my words have reached someone out there. I've seen faces light up, tears fall, and laughter break through. I have made a difference. And that was actually the thought that got me up. This version of my podcast is 5th gen, at least. And I've met some amazing women, some that I call friends still today. And that started 6 years ago. I have talked into a microphone for hours and had thousands of downloads. How many women have listened and learned and been granted something, anything that they may have needed to hear? Maybe not what I have said, but something that was said by a guest. I mean, it doesn't matter. If they were listening and it helped, that's what matters. I know I made a difference for someone out there. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was many someone's. And then I thought about Ms. Mind. And even as I launch this version, 4.0 to be honest, anxiety still creeps in. What if it doesn't work? But the truth is, I had to remind myself again, it already has. I've seen it in the smiles. I've seen it in the tears. I've seen it in front of my face. I have high hopes and high anxiety for Gen 4. I imagine seeing the lights sparkle in women's eyes as they talk their ideas to life, as they solve long-standing issues in their business, as they help and are helped and are relieved of their loneliness. So instead of futurizing and listening to my heart pound in fear of nothing coming from this podcast and this Ms. Mind launch and feeling like I have failed, I needed to write the reminder of what I have done, of the other versions that were so successful, of the women I have had the honor of connecting with through each launch. How it has been one of the most satisfying and profoundly fun things I've ever done where work is concerned. And I use the word fun on purpose. It is fun for me to talk, to host this podcast, to bring women together and watch the fire ignite and then begin to rage. There is so much passion that they can't wait to get off the call, to get started on what they found inside themselves and in the connections that they made. That is a joy I have no words for. And that is really what got me out of bed. Before we started our businesses, we found something that brought us joy. It lit our fire and our passions raged out of control, so much so that we had to create this thing and share it with the world. We want to share that joy, that fire. And that is the reminder we need in the middle of those anxiety nights. That joy, that passion is stronger than the fear. It is stronger than the worry, and it brings us hope in the dark of night. It brings us comfort and maybe even enough calm to go to sleep after all. If you're awake in the dark with your own pounding heart, remember why you started. Write your origin story, not for the world, but for you. Remind yourself what lit your fire in the first place, because someone, somewhere, needs exactly what you bring. Remind yourself of your own joy. That is the shift I invite you to experience today. And on that note, let's dig into Ms. Mind. Shameless plug, right? If this story struck a chord in you, you just might be ready for Ms. Mind and all it has to offer. Ms. Mind sets you back into your own flow by tapping into you, your purpose, passion, and flow. For only $49 a month, you can connect to women who get it, who get you, including having their own version of anxiety nights. There's one call a month, no pressure, just connection, ideas, and momentum, plus the support of the Facebook group where you can follow up, connect, and share in a private setting. Our next call is coming up soon, and I'd love to see your face in one of those little Zoom squares. You can grab your spot or even try a free quickie session with Ms. Mind Sparks. Links are below. Be sure to share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. And drop me a comment about your latest anxiety night. Be sure to like and subscribe Awaken Your Biz Goddess. Thanks for being here.